Recently, I was watching a podcast, maybe not too recent, anyways. It was the CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang. He was on the podcast and he talked about the skill that's going to be needed in the near future. And he spoke about that skill as thinking about thinking, doing this in real time. That's going to be the skill of thinking about your own thinking or being able to think about thoughts. That is termed metacognition. I didn't realize this until I went over it again. It kind of just struck me because that kind of gave me a certain type of boost. I felt good about it because when I was hearing him speak, I felt like he was talking to me. I was like, "Sir, are you trying to hire me? What are you trying to do? Do you want to hire me? If you're trying to hire me, just call me, okay? Call me." I was busy with something else, so I didn't have time to go check out what he was talking about for real. But came across it again recently. It's termed metacognition. Metacognition is like a type of intelligence. You can call it that, or you can call it the type of neural processing where you're thinking about thinking. Is the ability to think about your own thought in real time. It's not like you're writing it down and then you're going back to it to go check out if you thought that through correctly. Like everything is happening in real time concurrently. Sometimes you pause, you take a pause, and then you come back to it. There are different ways that people have already explained this, but if you're interested in it, you can go check out metacognition. And it got me thinking about thought as well, that is it something that you can build? You know how people tell you that intelligence is either by nature or by nurture. There are some things that people will talk about and explain to you, and you'll be wondering if this is something that was cultivated in you or if you're just naturally gifted in that thing. Because sometimes if you broaden like the spectrum of intelligence, you'll be wondering, is it necessary that every type of person must have a level of intelligence, or intelligence or intellect is just something that is supposed to be niche and then every other person should just be normal? Or sometimes you just wonder if we're all trying so hard to fit a certain type of intelligence, or if it's maybe natural for us to just want to do that because we have to survive. Is a bit of a technique for you to survive as well, because there are some places where you find yourself in life where it's even better for you to play dumb, and that will be intelligent for you to know that you have to play dumb in this particular situation. The same way when people talk about social quotient or emotional quotient, where they're telling you that you see a situation, you see someone who just needs to be heard. The person might just be talking about things that are incorrect, but you just keep quiet. You allow them because you know that they just need to get that off the chest, so you just hear them out. So yeah, we have a wide spectrum of intelligence, but there are sometimes that things happen, or there are many times that things happen that makes you wonder what's up with your own brain. So I just like the fact that someone who everyone thinks is doing something revolutionary in the world, I guess, said something that struck me, and I thought I could identify with that. I could. If you go back 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, everybody was on, you need to build a skill, you need to do this, you need to do that. And now people are like, you just need to be able to read the room well. But you have to have the basic type of like tools on your fingertips. And then you need to know what's up. You need to keep up with what's going on in the world. You need to be, you kind of need to be vastly read. Man, we're going to have a hard time, but the future is bright. The future is bright here. I need to enter your eye here. Make you do your best here. Papa God go handle the rest here. Even if you not get money, they jolly, they shake body. Yo. Alright, let me get serious for a little bit. Just a little bit. See, I don't know who is going through this, but if you're going through insomnia, may you heal very, very soon, because insomnia is a terrible, terrible motherfucker. Oh my God. Recently, I almost almost allowed myself to sleep up. Almost. Because I used to have insomnia years ago. I would literally be up till 5 or 6, and then I'll sleep for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll wake up, go to class, go to lecture, do everything during lecture, and then I wasn't eating lunch as well in school, so I'll just do the whole day like that, raw dogging the whole thing, and then after the whole thing, I'll then come back, eat, and then maybe sleep or something. I did that for like a year or so. See, insomnia is crazy. And why did I remember that insomnia was crazy? 2 or 3 days ago, I was supposed to sleep. What's going on? I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep. And you know what crazy thing happened to your mind when it's like you can't sleep and you begin to panic? When you can't sleep and you begin to panic, that shit is crazy. So if you have insomnia, honestly, I don't know what you can do, what you're going to do about that. But really, my heart goes out to you, because that shit is crazy. Happened to me like almost 2 nights in a row. And I was like, what is going on? Because there are sometimes that you have to listen to your body, right? Like if, for example, you cannot sleep, or a lot of things are happening in your mind, you might have to listen to yourself and say, wait, maybe my body is telling me something, like I need to stand up and do something. So you need to sometimes listen to your body. It's not necessarily that is a defect or something that you need to force yourself to sleep just cause. There's sometimes that, okay, how I used to manage myself then was that if I couldn't sleep, for me to calm down, I actually just would pretend like I'm the one choosing not to sleep. And then I would make sure I use that time to do something. Maybe something productive, might even be watching a movie. Who knows? But I'm the one commanding my time. I'm the one just refusing to sleep, or my body is telling me, you know how sometimes hormones are going to kick in for you to protect yourself, or for you to be anxious enough for you to, so that you can you can manage what you're supposed to do. For instance, before you write an exam, or when an exam is coming up, you just get these kicks in you that's making you anxious. It's actually good. Don't be scared of anxiety in that way. However, when you don't know exactly what this anxiety is about, that's the crazy one. When you're having anxiety, there's so many things on your mind. You just can't get that clarity, and now you cannot now sleep. Nah, I almost allowed myself to sleep up. Now I'm even worried. I'm worried, which is one of the reasons why I'm even recording this right now. Than the other time that I recorded. Normally I record it at a different time, but right now I'm just saying, let me do everything that allows me to be as productive as I think that I should be, and that will just help me to feel calm enough to just sleep. It's necessary to sleep. It's really, really necessary. Like if I get 5 hours, sometimes I think that's a good sleep. If you can get 6, 7, if you can get 8 or more, you're doing a lot. I don't know how you can get 8 hours of sleep. So I think that is that's a lot of sleep. That's a lot of sleep. There are some people who are sleepers, some people who love sleeping. Those kind of people, I also envy them. You just sleep. You can just be sleeping. You just sleep and sleep and sleep. I envy them, but at the same time, I'm like, do I want to be that person? Really? Because there are some people who will tell you, yo, like, life is short in a way, so why do you just want to sleep all the time? Some people, if you allow them, they will sleep 10 hours, sleep 12 hours, and then they'll wake up and they'll be ready to sleep again. Man, people who can sleep, I envy and do not envy you guys at the same time, because I'm like, if I can get good quality sleep, good quality 6 good quality 6 good quality good 6 hours good quality sleep, I think that's good. If I can get 7, I'm like, damn, I slept really, really, really well. So people who be sleeping, like sleeping and sleeping, you all have a different type of superpower. I don't even know if I'm the kind of person that would say I even like sleep, but I know I need sleep because I know the things that I need to do the next day. So if I sleep well, I feel like, okay, I can do this and this. So sleep is one of those things that is like a remedy, right? It's one of those things that I do. Is like a supplement, right? It's okay, there are things that I need to do to be able to function the next day, and sleep is one of those. So I sleep, right? I don't sleep for escape. and I'm glad. There are many people who need to escape, so they need to sleep and just escape their real world. So I'm very happy I don't even do that. I don't necessarily sleep for the love of the game. I don't sleep for the love of the sleep. So I'm also happy for that. Maybe. Yeah, so I enjoy sleeping the way I sleep after living my horrible days of not being able to sleep. So now I was about to sleep up. Am I? No, I don't know, but time is going to tell. Time will definitely tell. But if you do have insomnia, it might be your diet, it might be the things that you should do, and your body is telling you to get up and actually do them, right? So do those things, do some of those things, start small, do what you gotta do, and allow yourself to sleep. Don't force. There are sometimes that people force themselves to go against what their body is telling them to do naturally. If your body is keeping you up later, maybe your body is telling you something, so you listen to your body, you tap into your body, and sometimes hear your body out before you force yourself to do something against it. You know what I'm saying? So good luck to you. Insomnia is one of the craziest things that I don't think people actually talk enough about. It's really crazy. If you have it, like, such a painful thing, to actually go through these days. And it's like the world is also noisy in a way that it's like it's noisy, but it's not as if you are participating in the noise, right? It's like everything around you is noisy, but inside of you is quiet in a way that is not even quiet as in quiet peaceful. It's quiet lonely sometimes. So it depends. It just depends. Everything is just sometimes you just want to like slow down. I've been trying to do so the past 3 or 4 weeks, which is why I'm even talking to myself right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my slowing down process, because everything is just like loud, loud, loud. Like, everything is loud. Anywhere I go, I'm overstimulated. I am overstimulated in public. Everybody is just like, everybody's yapping. One day I was almost about to stand up and just scream, everybody, shut up. And it's not like they're screaming. Maybe I'm just becoming extra picky, or just extra like active or something like that. But it's just a lot of noise around. So if I'm able to find peace and calm in myself, that's definitely something that's necessary that I would want to do. But I don't want to be calm in such a way that I disappear. You know how people tell you it's good for you to be a great listener. You listen a lot, and then you speak decisively, you speak intentionally, you speak at points where you know that, yes, I mean what I'm saying, I thought about what I'm saying, and I'm speaking right now. You just don't want to be chirping everywhere you go. So I try my best to do that. But I don't want to be like I'm quiet to the point where it's like I'm disinterested and then I'm tapping out. I'm just here, my body is here, but my mind is not there. I just feel that does not work for my personality. If you're at a workplace, if you're in friend groups, and you know that it's not like a comfortable thing for you to sit and be quiet, then you can't be that. So I'm talking about peace, and now I'm just going off topic, but I've just been rambling on. Anyways, have you seen the movie, the Michael Jackson movie? It might be too late to talk about this, but it made me remember something I said immediately I finished watching the movie. Maybe not that immediate, but after watching the movie, my sort of review of it was his mom. My review of it was kind of centered around his mom. So I mentioned that I don't like weak people. And when I said that, I wasn't even asked the question on why you don't like weak people, but I felt the need to explain myself for not liking weak people. So I'm not going to give synopsis, but I think most people know about Michael Jackson's story, even if it's just like passively, the greatest pop star to exist in our time. Michael Jackson is just, it's just, the movie was nice. It was nice enough, really. It was nice enough. Many people tell you, oh, this is not well represented, or or this and that. But I think they really centered his story. They didn't really allow his sisters or his sister or his siblings to tell their own parts. Even his dad, many people say, oh yeah, his dad is abusive or whatnot. But I still think that in a way they still kind of centered the fact that he's a superstar. I mean, maybe there was no other way to do it. That's Michael Jackson we're talking about. So if you've not watched the movie, you might want to see it. It's fun. It was cute. It was a cute movie. I think it was, yeah, it was nice. It was cute enough. But my thing is, immediately I saw it and I came out, I was just like, I don't like weak people. I felt like his mom was weak. And in me saying that his mom is weak is not because I necessarily want to criticize his mom or write like an article or an essay about his mom. No, like, I think I took her character really personal. I used it to represent the kind of people that I see, that I want to have around me, and the kind of person that I also wanted to be, or I want to be. I'm literally the one person who started working out because I just felt like I was just weak. And like, why do I feel like my bones are weak? Why do I feel like I'm weak? And this is not just about me being physiologically weak. It was about how I felt like it was going to cripple my mind. I was like, I do not want my mind crippled. I do not want to feel like I am weak. I do not want to feel like I'm not a decisive person, or that when things happen, I'm going to like chicken out. Like, I started even calling people cowards like out loud, because I'm just like, I don't want to be that person. So it was not necessarily about the woman, the character of his mom necessarily, but the fact that he was being abused and she was in the same house. Yes, it's very easy for whoever to say, come on, you need to have weird feelings about the person who is actually committing the crime. But I don't know why my mind went to the bystander around him, My mind went to the person who just could not protect their children. I mean, I don't know how to say this, but many women stayed because the other options out there were actually worse for themselves and for themselves and for their kids. So, given that I have this take, I have a contradictory take as well, which is that I don't like when women right now, people who are in their 30s, come online or start talking about how they hated how our mothers lived. Because I feel like our mothers did things that maybe some of us are not even able to ever do. So I don't like when people come out to castigate them, say that, oh, they're weak, they did this or did that. So I'm not necessarily talking about women of the past. This is not about a specific group of women who lived in a particular time. I'm not talking about women in the 1980s or women in the 60s or women in the 40s. No, I'm just talking about a characteristic trait here. And of course, we have seen a lot of that characteristic trait in like women that because they have been like victims of domestic violence. So you see those characteristics of people that in a way they got the beating, maybe so their kids will not get it, or they got the beating, or they got the weird treatment, or they got the abuse so that their kids will not get the abuse. So it was sort of like their ways to protect their family. I hear it. However, I'm just like, very contradictory, I'm talking through my thoughts here. I'm going through a process here. There's a way somebody will be weak and there will be a problem to everybody around them. However, they are nice people. They're nice, they are socially well behaved, but for some reason it's like they are too soft to handle their shit. Like, you need to handle your problems. If you are like, there's a way somebody will be weak, right? That you'll just feel, and I'm saying this not because I'm saying it to other people. I don't know how to say it, but it's almost like I'm talking to myself. Let me just say, this is something that I tell myself, right? These days I'm not harsh on myself like I used to do before. That was just crazy. There's a thing that people tell you, don't speak to yourself the way that you would not even speak to your friends, right? Don't say that, oh, I'm so stupid, like I'm so dumb. No, don't talk to yourself like that in your mind. So I'm trying my best not to do that, but just encouraging myself. You don't want to be that person that's like so weak and you're just a fucking nuisance. You don't want to be that person that is weak, that you don't handle your business well. You are in the same house when your kids are being abused and you're there, and the abuse led to us having a superstar in Michael Jackson. Who knows if his dad was not that pushy, maybe we would have never had a Michael Jackson. But again, did we need to have a Michael Jackson? Many people act like these people are like a necessity. I love the fact that he was here, you know what? But many people will be saying things like, oh yeah, like we might never have had them, right? Even me, I just said that. The same way Kanye West, for example, said his mom would have aborted him and then he wouldn't have been here, right? But the thing is, there are many kids that have been aborted that we don't even know. Like, who knows? The person that should have treated malaria in Nigeria was aborted. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you can talk about medically induced abortions. However, you can also talk about miscarriages. Like, people did not know that it was going to be miscarried. And also, in fact, the chances of one person even being born is, gosh, I want to say this, but I'm trying to keep this really PG-13, because I'm saying only one sperm survives, right? And then this is real biology here we're talking about. So yeah, we never know who is going to be a genius. We never know if the person that was supposed to have cured cancer is not here, but we would not have known. You know what I mean? Like, we would not have known if somebody has to go through such pain to be here. Does the person really have to be here? You know? So it's just a lot of things in my mind that I just feel like, yeah, no, to me, I really, that's why I need people to try. It's not easy. It's not easy to try by yourself, because you're a product of your own society. But if you have the opportunity, try as much as you can to not be the weakling. Train your mind, train your body, train everything. Train yourself, read your patterns, read things around you, be very self-conscious, be tapped in with yourself. Be connected to yourself. A lot of us are not connected to ourselves. Like, do you know how many times you sit down and actually hear yourself breathing, or when you're eating food, you actually taste the food? We don't taste food no more. Like, we're not connected to self. You need to be connected to yourself, and that's the way you can now appreciate yourself. And when you start appreciating yourself, I guess that's when you not take some rubbish. Being a Nigerians take a lot of rubbish because they don't appreciate themselves. This is not about just a home thing. Nigerians, I say a lot of the times that I don't know if Nigerians are weaklings or, okay, I sometimes say definitively that they are. I'm like, I don't know if Nigerians are weaklings, or I'm just saying, just to say, or they're cowards, or just really abused to the point that the mind cannot conceptualize the fact that I'm an important person. That's why I will not allow anybody to treat me like this. I will not allow anybody to treat me like this in the home. I will not allow anybody to treat me like this in whatever relationship to a person, relationship to a system, relationship to a government. I would just not allow this. There are some things that some people are built with a level of self-awareness, self-assuredness, that they will not just allow to fly. But Nigerians allow everything to fly. Like, that's the reason why, to be honest, when people are weak, I come back to this, it annoys me. When you're weak, you allow violence to just happen around you. You allow violence to happen to you. You allow violence to happen to things around you, to people around you. It's just not it. I think, yeah, I don't know. It just made me feel some type of way, and I don't even know why that particular thing came to me today. What did I see? What was I watching that made me just feel, I don't think so, because I was going to say, did I see some cast on a reality TV show where somebody was just crying and crying and crying every time And I was listening to other people talk again, and they were talking about how men are taught not to cry. Men are taught not to cry. Men are saying they're not weak. And I'm just like, okay, this is irritating me, actually, because me too, being a female, I was still female. I was still not someone that was telling myself I should be crying up and down everywhere that I went to. No, I was not crying up and down everywhere that I went to as well. So yeah, I don't really buy into that whole narrative that, okay, because men are taught not to cry, then they are kind of like socialized to be stronger or something. It's not about the tears. It's not about the performance of this. I'm talking about real substance stuff here. I'm not talking about you just going around the world performing that you have strength. I'm talking about some real mental strength thing here. You need to develop a mental strength that is so that you know when you can be vulnerable, self. That comes with a level of strength that you can be vulnerable here. I'm not talking about just some empty shell performance shit. Like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real mental strength here. And this is a way for me to induce myself to become that person as well, because I am going to become as strong as I possibly can, because I can't let you people get to my mind. Nope. No, not today, not tomorrow. Not at all. You need to, when you're getting to my mind, you have to be getting to my mind with value, not just some BS that is just no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. I will not tolerate such. Talking about tolerance, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about how we should tolerate each other. We should tolerate each other, and I always found that word to be very egotistic, or it's like, who are you feeling like? What do you mean? Oh, I can just tolerate you, I can tolerate your belief? Like, who gave people all of this energy and all of this extra? Are you the headmaster? You know how people be like, oh, I'm gonna tolerate, or let's tolerate each other. I always found that sentence to just be so weird and wrong, and just somehow, what do you mean let's tolerate each other? Why do people really find or give themselves this position that they put themselves in a place where, as a member of the society, you should tolerate another person? Like, who are you feeling like? Now I'm saying it as a joke, but this thing is very serious. When people say, oh, Muslims tolerate Christians should tolerate Muslims and all of that, I'm like, oh, fine and well and that and interesting and everything, until it comes to tolerating traditional worshippers, and you people are like, oh, okay, no, we're not even gonna do that. I'm even like, to be honest, I don't even know. I just always found that to be somehow weird. What do you mean you're going to tolerate someone? And then when you now go to the other side, that is not as liberal as the whole let's tolerate each other, the other side of that is going to be like, what if your the belief or the things that you're doing or the ideas that you hold is very, very is harmful to society? Should we just tolerate you for having that as well? Then who gets to decide? Usually is a societal consensus anyways. It's if the whole society agrees that this is the kind of belief that we'll be going by, then we have no choice. Democracy just works actually almost naturally within human society. It's not something that we should read Western philosophies or Western ideals and think that okay, this is how we should implement democracy. You can learn one or two things, but naturally it's almost like a natural law that people concede to whoever is stronger, whoever has more power to do this in that context, or whoever has the capacity to do this in this. People just concede naturally. It's like when 4 people are left on an island now, whoever can build the boat the fastest is just going to lead. You know what? That's how human beings would operate regardless. So there's nothing there that is such a special thought that is just not about human beings organizing themselves in society. So when human beings organizing themselves in society come, people sometimes like to pretend like they're all liberal and all of that, where it's just like, yeah, we're going to concede to an idea, and hopefully we should try as much as possible to enlighten our people to make sure that whatever it is that we're conceding to is something that is for our progress. That's just what we can agree to, really. That's what we can try to do, or that's almost all that we can try to do.